Okay, Kristen. So when you think of the 80s, what are a few things that come to mind?
Ooh, let's see. How about Boy George and Cats the Musical?
This is a food podcast. Like, did you not get the script?
Yes, I did. What I meant to say was Jolt Cola and Toaster Strudel.
No, no, it's too late.
Dang it. Welcome to Mom's Wooden Spoon, where the recipes are retro and so are your hosts.
You can say that again. Hello, our friends, and welcome to the second episode of the third season of Mom's Wooden Spoon. Throw on your acid wash Guess jeans, pop the collar of your double layered polo shirt, slip on your jelly shoes, because this recipe comes from the July 4th, 1983 Mary's Memo.
Yay, Mary!
I am so glad to be back to a Mary's Memo.
Oh my gosh, me too.
I mean, that recipe that we did it wasn't last week, whenever y'all listened to it last.
Yeah.
Chocolate sauerkraut cake.
Yes.
It was bad.
It was bad. And the frosting recipe was the biggest epic fail of all.
That I think that we have ever had. I mean, we've got coleslaw and Jell-O.
Yeah, I know, right?
And this was frosting.
I know. I might have been able to eat the cake itself with a delicious, thick chocolate buttercream. It might have hidden the flavor more, but
no, because when you got that sauerkraut flavor in your mouth,
yeah,
it hung on.
Yeah.
I felt like, we're done. We're all cleaned up. I'm getting ready to head home. And I still taste sauerkraut in my mouth.
Yeah.
It was
not the best.
Mary would not have done that to us.
No. Now, I'm hoping that this one is going to be okay. I do have concerns about this one as well, though.
I do too. So what we're going to make is the classic 80s favorite of sausage corn pie.
Ooh, I like savory pie.
Do we?
I don't know about that. Yes, we do. We love those Bisquick pies.
Oh, no, that's true.
Those are good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true.
This is not Bisquick pie.
No, it's not. No. Okay, so it's a classic Northwest Ohio, probably
totally.
Midwestern meal. So there's no spice. It's got some salt in it.
There's no spices at all. As a matter of fact, I had that as a note. I looked up this recipe. They had other sausage corn pies online, very similar to this, but they included green chilies or onions or even cheese. I even found an Amish sausage corn pie that had sliced hard-boiled egg on it.
Anything.
Yeah, anything.
This is salt. And it's very liquid filled.
It is.
Which is concerning.
It has a whole heck of a lot of tomato juice. And
it does.
You know how Carrie and I feel about tomato juice.
We love it. Just love it.
Oh, yeah.
So my husband's friend was over and he was asking me how things are going with the podcast. This was just like last week. Mm-hmm. And I said, it's great. And he was talking about my husband not being able to get enough spice in his food.
Yes.
And I said, it's funny that he married me because I am the exact opposite of that.
That's right.
Black pepper. Whew. That really gets those taste buds tingling.
Yeah, too spicy.
Yes. And he was laughing. And I said, well, I mean, it stands to reason. I grew up in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, hello. We like our bland with a side of bland.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, we do.
I do not like gravy on my mashed potatoes because the gravy is so zippy. I like just to enjoy the full flavor of those mashed potatoes and all their glorious blandness.
Yeah.
And as the conversation continued, we turn out that my two favorite vegetables, cauliflower and zucchini, they both have no flavor.
Right.
None.
Yeah.
I am a product of my upbringing.
Yes, you are.
110%. Yeah. So anyway, for my husband's friend, this one's for you. A little extra bland.
Nice.
Just for you.
Just for
Absolutely.
you. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it looks like we are going to be cooking up some Jim Dane sausage.
Oh, yeah, and because we spare no expense on Mom's Wooden Spoon, it is au naturel.
What?
Yeah, it's all natural, brand name and everything. And I know y'all are thinking like, oh, Carrie, you did not spend all that money on this recipe.
I'm shocked.
You are correct. flip that sucker over, and
Yep.
there's a beautiful reduced Kroger tag.
$1.62. It only expired last month. We'll be fine.
$1.62. My husband went shopping for the ingredients. He came home and he said, I got everything for under $5.
Wow, that's amazing. And you know how he likes to buy used meat?
This is absolutely used meat. That's his face.
Absolutely. You know what? It feels extra puffy, like there have been gases given off by the meat.
Stop. It's what I lovingly call a meat bullet.
It is a meat bullet.
Yeah, they have it all tightly wrapped in their little
Yeah.
plastic casing so no air can get in or out.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you know, this is not just sausage and corn. There are greeny beanies in this as well.
And tomato juice.
And tomato juice.
And on the top, we're going to blob some cornbread for flavor, I guess.
Yeah, I guess for delicious flavor.
I mean, when I say bland,
It is crazy bland.
it is bland.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, this will be fun. Now, you guys know this, that when we sizzle stuff in a pan, it does weird stuff to our audio.
Oh, it makes us sound like Mr. Roboto.
It does.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which is a fun song. It is not fun for a podcast.
It is not. So we are going to go sizzle the sausage, and then we should be right back with a lot more fun stuff.
Or we'll just be right back.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sounds good to me.
All right, the meat has sizzled its last sizzle.
Oh, yeah.
And so now we're going to spice it up right good with a pinch of salt.
Yes.
Kristen is adding in flour to thicken. And then, y'all, when I said there was a lot of tomato juice, 2.5 cups of tomato juice.
This just seems like it's going to be so liquidy in comparison with the amount of flour.
I mean, 1/4 cup of flour. And
Which I love that they put down 4 tablespoons. I don't get why recipes do that.
she said this about 9 times
I
now,
know.
but she's really bitter. Really bitter. Like, I don't know that taking the tablespoon and putting it in the jar of flour 4 times would have been that traumatic, but
Why? Why?
She's feeling some anger.
Why would you make me do that? Margaret Mears from Largo, Florida, mother of Glenn Miller from Ryan.
Oh, no, she did.
Yeah.
She called her out.
I did. She's the one that sent it to Mary. Why would she do that to me?
Well, we adore you, Mary, but come on. You type this up.
Yeah. We're going to need to make the Jiffy cornbread mix.
It's made.
You made it already?
Oh, yeah.
I am impressed.
I am on fire.
Is that what you were doing while I was sizzling the meat?
Yes, this is the 3rd
Wow.
season, Kristen. I got it together. I can't even say that. with a
I was
straight
going to
face.
say you did, but that would have been a lot. You do, Carrie. Yeah, this is liquidy as heck.
So first off, the Mary's memo is far too small for anyone who is 50 or older
Yes.
to easily read.
Please read it to me. I need
So
to know
I'm
what to
holding
do.
it about 1.5 miles away from my face,
Yep.
and you're going to stir constantly until it's thickened. That's it. That's all I got for you, my friend.
You know what? It's a lot like the frosting recipe from our last episode.
Oh my gosh.
No directions whatsoever.
I was looking at this recipe and I was thinking to myself, as I may have thought before,
Yeah.
there was absolutely a time
Yes.
in which tomato juice was not an uncommon ingredient in recipes.
Oh, that's right. Our mom always had some in the house.
Always.
Yeah.
And so it had to be in the 70s and 80s, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have tomato juice. I don't ever
No.
cook with
No.
tomato juice. It's far too it's far too liquidy.
It is.
I just give me a little tomato paste.
Even tomato sauce. would be
Yes,
better. Yeah.
anything. So I thought, I'm going to look into this. Well, apparently I'm the only person
Yeah.
that has pondered these deep thoughts.
Oh, deep thoughts.
Deep thoughts
Carrie.
with Carrie.
Mhm.
And there's nothing. Somebody did mention that in the 60s, chilled tomato juice was a common starter because it was considered both healthy and palate cleaning.
Oh.
The fanciest was fresh. The more pedestrian was canned V8.
They would make fresh tomato juice?
Yeah. Apparently,
Oh.
we grew up in a pedestrian house because it was canned V8. Do you remember? I would have that little foil
Oh, yes.
piece over just a cut your mouth whole cut in metal?
No, you know what I remember?
No,
is
tell me.
the big can that you use the church key to pop open.
Oh,
That's the one I remember.
I remember when they would make single serving
Yeah.
V8s. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's something else.
No, I remember. And
Okay.
you pull the little, it was almost like a little foil tab that was
Yes.
glued over the top of
Yes.
the little
And
hole.
the
Yeah.
hole was literally just a hole cut in metal.
Yeah.
I mean, it was not buffed down so you didn't slice your lip on the metal ledge.
That's right.
It was just danger.
Danger. I mean, think about the sodas that we drank, the pops that we drank. They had those ring pull tabs.
Yes.
I mean, that was pretty sharp
That
down there.
was.
And then if you blew out your flip flop and stepped on a pop top, boy, that would cut the heck out of your heel and you'd have to go back home.
That's true.
Yeah.
You are not joking.
Sharp.
No,
No,
they were sharp.
They were sharp.
Absolutely. It was just yet another example of the danger we have all survived.
Oh, yeah. This is actually thickened up to be about the consistency of tomato soup.
Doggone you, Mary.
I know, she's right.
Every last time. How many times?
Look at that. And then when I add vegetables in, that's going to thicken it right up. Isn't that nice?
You know, I'm shocked. That looks perfect for putting the casserole in. Now, we drained the vegetables.
Yep, I did drain them, and then they just get dumped in.
They do.
Add drained veggies, and then mix and spoon into a 2-quart casserole, and that's it. Easy.
Spicy.
So spicy. Plain corn, plain green beans. I hope you didn't get the low salt variety. That would be...
Oh, no, we did. It did get a no salt added.
This is going to taste terrible.
Maybe we should add a little extra salt.
Maybe a little.
And oregano. And
pepper.
And pepper.
And garlic powder. We're not. I'm going to add a tiny extra salt. Onion powder would be great. Cheese would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things we could have done here, but we did not. Okay, so as we're making this... a delicious savory pie. I did find on the interwebs, stick with me here, people,
Wait, you're asking a lot of these people.
I am.
Twice.
Well, if you made it through the last overly long story, this is going to be nothing.
Well, when I say these people, they're our loyal listeners, and we love them and appreciate them, and I'm sure they'll stick in for you, Carrie. I'm sure they will.
She's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so I looked up some savory pies.
Ooh.
We have made savory pies.
Yep.
We discussed the Bisquick pies.
Yes.
Always delicious.
They are so good.
They really are. These are not. These are not Bisquick pies.
Nope.
I have 6. And I would like you to select your favorite.
I'm excited.
And your least favorite.
Okay. Sounds
all right.
Good.
Number 1, hot dog pie. It is basically hot dogs and baked beans in a crust with an American cheese lattice on the top.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like something we would have had in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, I could probably handle the hot dogs. Depends on the type of hot dog.
I'm thinking of the American cheese, thinking our family was, in fact, pedestrian.
Yes, we Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next one is a macaroni and cheese pie with a bacon lattice.
Oh.
So the pie is just basically, it appears,
mac and cheese.
To be mac and cheese in a pie crust. And then
pie crust.
You take raw bacon and you weave it into a lattice and put it across the pie. Now, they made it in the picture look like that bacon was flat and crispy and delicious. Look at it.
There's no way. There is no way.
Think of all the bacon grease.
Oh my gosh.
That would have soaked into your mac and cheese and into the soggy crust below.
Or even floating on the top and have rubbery, blubbery bacon. That's a no for me. No way.
Yum, yum, yum. Okay, so the next one is navy bean pie.
Oh, what else is in that?
The filling is made out of navy beans. And it kind of looked like the consistency of a pumpkin pie. And it was spiced like a pumpkin pie. But it was made with ground navy beans.
And it was a savory pie?
I guess.
Because all these are savory.
They were all savory.
Oh, my. Maybe it would be like eating a refried bean pie. Why would you do that? That's funny.
I like the way you said that, like people have.
Do people
do that, or just make that up on the spot?
I was trying to.
Sounds good, huh?
I was trying to imagine what the texture would have been like.
Well, a pumpkin, like you grind it up. They even had a picture of the navy beans in the blender, all ground to I don't know, nothing.
No.
Yeah, okay. So the next one, this is, I don't know, it really probably isn't savory. Green grape pie. Now that doesn't sound bad until you see a picture of that thing. It looked like a juicy olive pie
Oh, I bet it did.
because the grapes kind of smushed
Yeah.
down and it was so much juice because, you know, the grapes.
Yeah.
And so as it cooked, the grapes slightly dehydrated, they flattened out.
Oh.
And when you cut, like the grapes just come tumbling out along
Yeah.
with liquid.
That's interesting. That's kind of what I expected this to be like when we dig into this. It would just be
this
pure
is
liquid.
actually quite lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so two more. I saved the best for last.
Okay.
Avocado pie on a graham cracker crust.
Wait a minute.
Mhm.
What?
I don't know what you do, but it looked like a cheap key lime pie.
Oh, and to keep the avocados green?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Okay, and last but not least,
Yeah.
Dorito and onion pie utilizing Cool Ranch.
Oh,
It looked like a Cool Ranch quiche.
that actually sounds like it might be okay. Well, I think the scariest one to me
Yeah.
would be the avocado and graham cracker pie.
Okay.
Do you bake it?
It looked like a key lime, like it was not baked.
Oh, okay. Well, then that would make sense. Then maybe the navy bean pie might be scariest to me.
worst.
Yeah.
The mac and cheese one, I think, quite frankly, is the one that grossed me out the most.
Oh, yeah, with the floating bacon grease.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's about all we can fit in there. What do you think? I don't want it to overflow as it bubbles.
Right. Yeah, because I think it should overflow. It's not my oven.
That's funny. We only had a 1.5 quart container.
Kristen said she wasn't
I
going to
wasn't
fess
gonna tell
up. We
you
were going to
that,
just
yeah.
do this on the slide.
No, I think I'm going to get the other one and let's make a secondary one. If there's enough cornbread batter, we'll put it on both.
Mary, if ever we doubted you, this is a moment of truth.
I know.
Our plan before actually making this
Yeah.
was to do a quart and a half and ditch the leftovers.
Yes.
Because we're kind of like, who's going to eat this gloopy, watery mess
Exactly.
of yuck?
Yeah.
And no, Kristen pulled an audible and we're making two, people.
Yes.
Two.
Yeah.
All right. So now we have to blob on
The cornbread mix that we've pre-made, right?
Yes.
So we've mixed it with milk and 1 egg. Did you get the egg in there?
Yes.
Oh,
we probably
you need a spoon. All right. How about a spatula spoon?
Sure.
And then you can scoop it and kind of spread it a little bit.
Oh.
And maybe we'll have enough to go on both
I think
casseroles.
we can.
Nice. Well, Carrie,
Yes, Kristen.
now that we've talked all about disgusting pies,
Yeah.
or potentially delicious pies, I don't want to disparage any
Ooh.
people who have ever eaten navy bean pie before. I wanted to tell you that I found so much cool stuff
Okay.
from the exact day this recipe came out, July 4th of 1983.
In 1983 as well.
Yes. Okay, so here's what I found.
Okay.
Apparently, on July 4th, 1983, the Beach Boys were banned from playing the 4th of July event in Washington, D.C.
Why?
That is because the Interior Secretary thought they would attract the wrong element.
Shut your face.
He thought that they attracted young people who drink and use drugs.
Well, I mean, the Beach Boys did.
I mean, yeah. And so apparently, as a big apology later, Ron and Nancy Reagan invited them to the White House to play later because they were like, whoops, sorry.
Didn't mean to, call your fans drug
I
addicts.
know, right?
Wow.
I thought that was awesome. And then in National News Briefs, there actually was an article from Defiance, Ohio.
Really?
Yes, and here's what it said.
Okay.
Okay, and you actually, I believe, know this person.
There was a werewolf sighted down by the railroad.
Down by the railroad. In a van down by the
I
river.
feel like we can just delete
Okay,
it
let's
now.
move on.
It was
Okay.
funny.
Yeah. Oh, shush. All right. So from Defiance, Ohio,
Okay.
it actually came out on June 30th, but it's all about an event taking place on the 4th of July. Delicatessen owner Jamie Blank.
That is a name that sounds familiar.
Oh, yes. And it said that on Thursday, he will prepare his specialty 500-foot submarine sandwich to celebrate the 4th of July.
Well, I would have liked some of that.
I know, right? And it says the local deli owner figures it will take about 8 hours to whip up his delicacy using 750 pounds of ham, 100 pounds of tomatoes, 100 heads of lettuce, and 500 pounds of bread dough.
Well, where were we?
I know, because we would have been of the age where we would have loved to participate in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently they also needed a 550-foot trench and 500 strong volunteers. I would have volunteered to help make a sandwich.
Would not be strong.
I wouldn't have been strong, but I would have volunteered. Yeah.
So you didn't just ask for lame volunteers.
That's true, because they
Kristen.
needed the strong volunteers because they actually put the bread dough over burning charcoal.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right? And then they added all the other ingredients
Hence
and
the
baked
trench.
it.
Hence
the trench, right? And then they baked it for several hours.
Okay, so so many questions. I have
know,
so
right?
many questions,
Yeah.
and I don't think you're going to know the answers here.
Yeah.
But does he just have a 500-foot trench just around?
I don't
Does
know.
he dig one annually? That's a lot of annual work.
That's a lot of food. That's a lot of food costs.
Does he sell the sandwich? Does he give it away?
No.
Is he giving it to homeless shelters?
I just don't know.
Is this an act of goodwill on the 4th of July?
He said that it would be the world's longest sub, but it wouldn't make the Guinness Book of World Records because Guinness apparently has no category for submarine sandwiches.
That's lame,
So
Guinness.
they probably do now.
Probably.
In 1983, not so much.
Man,
Wow.
that's pretty cool.
Oh, I thought that was really neat.
That is really neat. I'm
Mhm.
really disappointed for 10-year-old me.
I am really disappointed for
We were
13-year-old me.
sitting in the backyard of our house,
Yeah.
only thinking they shot off a firework once every 5 minutes.
That's right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, we couldn't really see them from the backyard, but that's where we watched them.
Yeah, our parents didn't want to go to the busy part.
Right.
And so we would just sit in our backyard,
Yep.
and the tree line would cut off
Half of them.
75
3/4 of them. Yep. That's so funny. And I was thinking about what would we have been eating on the 4th of July in 1983. It would not have been this corn and sausage pie, that's for sure.
No,
I was thinking we might have had maybe sloppy joes.
probably.
Not made with manwich. Our mom made it with tomato sauce, not tomato juice.
No,
Yes.
not my fave. I did have a manwich one later and thought, oh, this is a sweet delight.
They were so good. They had so much sugar in it. And we
Yes.
probably would have had our sloppy joes on slices of white bread, not on buns.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, maybe a slice of American cheese on the top.
Heck yes, because we are pedestrian.
Heck yeah. These pedestrian girls are now going to slap these bad boys in a 400-degree oven for what? Is it only 15 minutes?
It's not long.
Oh
it's
my
already
gosh.
cooked.
That's right. We just have to bake the cornbread on top.
Yeah, and you mentioned that we would probably not be eating this on a 4th of July, and you're darn straight, because who's turning their oven on? In
Right.
1980, in July, you're sure not going to do that.
No, even in Ohio, it was hot.
Oh, way too hot.
Yep.
So this is probably a recipe that most people are just going to hold on to until the fall.
I would agree.
Because I think you're right. Manwich is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, and then maybe some Jell-O Pudding Pops for dessert.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, those were good. Those were way better than the ones that you made in the Tupperware containers where you put Kool-Aid in and then you suck twice on the popsicle and all the flavors out and you're left with ice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always wanted to make a Jell-O pudding pop like in that with pudding.
Yes. Ooh.
I never tried it. I didn't think it would work.
Yeah, I don't
Do you
know.
remember our Jell-O pudding pops? They must have gotten quite melty on the way home
Yeah.
because they were constantly misshapen and had a bunch of like ice stuck to them.
Oh, yes. That's funny. I know what happened. Oh, I know exactly what happened. Dad put him in the cart and then saw somebody he knew.
Oh, totally correct.
Half an hour later, he was finally going to check out.
Yes,
Yeah.
I thought maybe he stopped at Friendly's, grabbed a cone,
Oh, yeah.
and then came home.
Yeah.
with
No,
the
I'm
groceries.
pretty sure
No, you're
it's
right.
chit-chatting in the grocery store.
Always.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
All right. Well, that's what Carrie and I are going to do. We are going to chit-chat until the 15 minutes is over, and we're going to check out these beauties.
I'm not going to the grocery store.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Let's just sit here and chit-chat.
Oh, you're on.
All right. Well,
The casseroles are out of the oven.
they are. They're beautiful.
They look really nice. Kristen said as she pulled them out, I'm so glad we made them both.
Yes.
And I chuckled and I was like, it is, as I said, it's just so indicative of a Mary's memo.
Yep.
It's probably going to be too bland, as it frequently is.
Right.
But they're good.
Yes.
It's always a good base.
It is a good base. I think
Uh-huh.
quite often we've said, oh boy, I wish we would have added more chili powder or cumin or,
Cheese.
cheese is always a good answer.
Yes.
But you know what? You could easily scoop a scoop of this onto your plate, add a little cheese, and it would probably melt right on.
Oh, yeah.
It's piping hot lava right now, so we're going to
Yes.
let it cool.
We are. And, of
Yeah.
course, it's got a crust on the top of it. So
Yeah,
it'll take longer to cool. So
that's right.
we
But
thought we'd come back on and just chat it, you guys.
yeah, because I was thinking more about 4th of July, 1983, and I know exactly what outfit I would have been wearing. I'm mortified to tell you all what it
What?
would have been.
Oh, I'm so excited to
Oh,
hear. Oh,
what?
hold on. I'm getting a chair.
Oh.
Just a second. Oh, this is for serious.
Oh, she is going to sit down and we are
Oh,
going to
yeah.
seriously chat.
Come on, peeps.
Okay. Are you ready?
I am ready. Lay it on me.
So I looked up like 1983 what people were wearing.
Okay.
I would have been 13. You would have been 10.
Yep.
And I remember myself in this outfit.
Okay.
I would have been wearing a yellow terry cloth romper.
Shut up.
Oh, yeah, shorts, and then like a little elastic waistband with a drawstring.
Oh, I remember those.
And then I don't know if it would have been a tube top or gone up and been like a t-shirt top, but I had one of those bad boys.
Look at you, queen of cool. And it was your favorite color, yellow.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, yellow terry cloth.
What terry cloth.
And I mean, they were short shorts too.
Oh, heck yes.
Oh, yeah.
I bet that sucker rode up your vajayjay so bad.
You can't say that on the podcast.
You know how rompers are?
Wedgie City in the romper. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
And the shorts are short, and then
Awful.
you see someone, you lift your hand.
Yep,
and raise it up. You got a wedgie you never before thought you could experience.
Oh my gosh, so bad.
And
So
then
fun.
you have to go to the bathroom 45 minutes later.
You have to take the entire thing
The
off.
sleeve has fallen into the toilet.
And if you're in the public bathroom, it's all touching the filthy floor.
The disgusting floor.
Oh my
And
gosh.
you've got this like wide spread trying to hold it up.
Oh, delightful.
Who doesn't love a romper?
I was looking so stylish with the gigantic glasses that had the arms that kind of zigzag down and then up.
The height of cool.
Oh, and braces. And then, I had that bowl cut that I used a rod curling iron to curl the flip that bangs up. Oh, my
the
God.
one curl
Oh,
upward.
yes, classy.
Oh, girl.
Man, I was hot. Eating my sloppy joe on white bread in the backyard, watching the fireworks that we saw one every 5 minutes.
I mean, living large, Kristen.
Large and define
Slapping on the skin so soft to keep the mosquitoes
That's
away.
right.
Which, in my experience, only brought more of those horrible little beasts.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
We
good
were not
times.
wearing our low rompers down eating the 500-foot long sub. Sadly.
No, on the trench.
I know, right? I don't understand. The fact that he actually baked the bread in a trench on charcoal blows my mind.
Yes. I want to know what deli it was.
I want to know all about this. And
I do. I have lots of questions about that.
I do too.
Yes.
I couldn't find any more info, but I did find additional info about Defiance, Ohio, 1983.
Okay.
In, of all places, the Ronald Reagan Library.
What?
Yes. I found documents
about Defiance.
It was actually a letter from the owner of Taco Ed's in Defiance. And Taco Ed's is where I won the writing contest for best dad ever. Numero uno dad.
I did not know that it was Taco Ed's.
It was Taco Ed's.
What? You're famous. Ed is famous.
Yeah, yeah.
Ronald Reagan is famous.
I know. So what had happened was Taco Ed was having his first ever charity golf tournament.
Okay.
And he wrote a letter to Ronald Reagan asking him if he would give a donation that would help people who didn't have the funds to attend the golf tournament to be able to attend. So that letter was there. It'll be on our website if you guys want to see it. It's so cool because apparently they save all these letters that presidents get.
Huh.
And then there was the response of the secretary of Ronald Reagan's secretary. I mean, yes. And
Ronald Reagan's peon.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it was like a month after the tournament. And it said, "We are so sorry we didn't get back to you sooner, but here's a free golf ball."
Oh, shut up.
I'm not kidding.
Oh, Ronald.
Poor Ed.
That's hilarious.
Taco Ed's numero uno dad.
Look at you with his fancy golf ball proudly displayed.
I bet he was so ticked. He's like, "Thank you for a golf ball."
I don't know. I mean, I'd still be pretty excited to get a presidential seal.
Well, that's true.
Golf ball.
Well,
That's kind of cool.
Here's hoping that it had the presidential seal on it. Maybe it was just like a white golf ball that they went and bought at Walmart.
Yeah, right. Oh, that would be the worst.
Yeah.
I'm somehow thinking that the peons of the president don't buy things from the president from Walmart.
I think you're probably right.
Probably more like Vistaprint.
Oh, Vistaprint. Yeah, because that existed in 83. Yes. 1983, I think it's the first time I started babysitting.
Oh, yeah.
Right, because you babysat when you were young in the 70s and 80s,
yes.
right?
Oh, yeah. No business babysitting back then.
No way.
Yeah.
I did the dumbest stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like mortified. That's one of the things I think about when I put my head on the pillow at night and I think about the dumb things I've done throughout my life. And some of the dumb things I did babysitting, the mistakes I made, haunt me to this day.
Really? I have a couple that I recall, but I can sleep right through them.
Oh,
yeah,
well, that's good. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. So I was probably babysitting. So I looked up what would be some kids who were born in 83 that would have been babies that I would have been babysitting back then.
You were babysitting newborns at 13?
I did babysit some young babies. I did.
Wow.
And toddlers. So I thought it would be fun to look up who would I have been babysitting. I could have been babysitting everybody that I find extremely attractive in Hollywood today.
Oh, yeah. Let's hear.
Yep, I could have been Henry Cavill's babysitter if I lived in England.
That wouldn't be bad.
Oh, no, I bet he was a cutie patootie.
Oh, I have no doubt.
Yep, Chris Hemsworth. Yep.
I bet he would have been a handful.
Oh, I bet he and his brothers were...
Oh, hellions.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, his movie brother, Tom Hiddleston. I could have babysat Tom Hiddleston.
Oh, my gosh. I bet Tom Hiddleston was a well-behaved child.
I bet he really was. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Wow, we're old. You're old.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm the younger sister.
You are the youngin'.
Right.
Yep.
Wow. So they were born in 83 or right around 83?
They were born right around. Let's see. Henry Cavill and Chris Hemsworth, born in 83. Tom Hiddleston, born in 81.
Wow.
Yeah, so for
sure. He would have been a toddler.
Yeah, he would have been.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
I babysat kids older than that. No babies.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I did have some babies. I did really, really well with all the children. We did fun things. I took fun games and great stuff for us to do. I just made dumb decisions because I was 13 years old.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, yeah. I left a baby, maybe like a 1-year-old, sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
And I ran across the room to get something and ran back just in time to watch him fall off the couch.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I can still sleep through it.
Oh,
he was fine.
He was fine. That's good. That's good.
But still, I mean, that was dumb.
Yeah.
But you don't know these things. You don't know. You know, I was smart enough to run back.
Right.
And I dove for the child, but I missed the child.
I have to admit that I did that while watching one of my adult friends. One of my adult friends' babies.
Oh, I was like, your adult friend fell off the couch? How drunk were they, Kristen? You really got to work on that.
I did. Well, Carrie, I think maybe we ought to try this. Do you think it's burning hot lava still?
Oh, sure, probably. But you go first.
Okay, I'm going to take I'm going to take the little one.
Okay.
There. You know, it smells very, very tomatoey.
It looks very tomatoey.
Let's see how oogie googie it is. You know what?
No, I don't know.
It is not bad, Carrie. And maybe the sausage, instead of ground beef, will have a lot of flavor in it.
I would assume that was the point.
Well, you enjoy.
Okay.
And don't swallow your mouth.
I'm going to absolutely pooch.
I'll be surprised if she says, oh, no, it's absolutely perfect.
As I get my mouth close, I can really smell the sausage.
Oh, well, that would be good. What do you think? Pretty darn bland?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
But it is beautiful Midwestern bland.
Is it something that we could zhuzh up?
100%. And the tomato is not overwhelming at all. Okay, so I'm going to give y'all a super secret.
Mm-hmm.
Kristen is a very nice person.
Thank you.
Yes. However, what I have learned over 2 years of Mom's Wooden Spoon is that she frequently does not give her honest opinion because she doesn't want it to be mean, which is so sweet. But I want to know what you really think. I kind of like it.
Yes.
It is not overly tomatoey. You
Nope.
really get the yum of the cornbread.
Absolutely.
But you know it's bland when cornbread is the zip of the
That's true. But Carrie, I
dish.
got a big bite of the sausage and it is spicy.
Oh, well, it's because it's Jimmy Dean all natural.
All au naturel. Yeah.
I'm going for bite number 2, y'all.
Wow.
That is perfectly delightful.
I think I would happily add some chopped up onion that you cook with the sausage. That would add a
Absolutely.
little flavor, maybe a little garlic powder.
It's just tasty.
I am shocked. It's delicious.
It is fantastic.
It does not need the onion or the garlic powder.
It really doesn't. I shouldn't be surprised. Mary does this every stinking time.
Yeah, they're usually just pretty darn good. And I really, really never thought in a million years that a quarter cup of flour would thicken that tomato juice up enough to make it not liquidy. But it is still molten lava. And look at that, Carrie. It's not juicing everywhere.
No.
You know what, guys? You could do this easily.
Oh my gosh, what a simple, easy.
Yep.
You could even, if you have a big enough skillet.
Yeah, like a cast iron skillet.
Yeah, cook the meat up in the skillet, throw everything in there, put the cornbread on top, pop that in the oven. It's a
Yeah.
one dish meal.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that's win-win if you ask me.
Wow, good job, Mary. And also good job, Margaret Mears from Largo, Florida, mother of Glenn Miller.
I mean, Glenn, kudos to your mama.
Yeah, she done good.
She did well. Even though she wrote 4 tablespoons, and that really ticked off Kristen.
That was irksome.
The rest,
Yeah.
the rest was acceptable.
That's right. Yeah.
So, as any good Northwest Ohioan would say when it's time to leave, well, we need to get going. So, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget our next podcast comes out on October 21st. It's going to be a delicious combination of a dessert and a popular baked potato topping.
Ooh.
It just sounds compelling, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
You don't want to miss it. We hope to see you then. Thanks for listening to Mom's Wooden Spoon. If you like what you heard, don't forget to subscribe. If you want a copy of this recipe or to see the pictures and other items from this episode, go to our website, momswoodenspoon.com. If you'd rather, check us out on Facebook or Instagram. Pick your poison.
Don't say poison. We're making food. Check. Check your recording. Check your recording, Carrie.
Check. Check. Ooh, check my recording. Bam, bam.